Dorothy, the sessions that you'll be offering to the community, tell us a bit more about those.
Okay, well, at this stage, I sort of have fairly well a open flow plan. I'm not quite sure how it's going to go. I know that there's a lot of things I would love to share, especially with my number one passion, which is evolutionary astrology. But I'm sort of feeling like I might remain a bit open to see what the audience would like. I can do it both ways. I'll probably begin by having a little bit of a look at what's happening at presently, and maybe just a basic explanation of how astrology can work for us as far as timing and influence in our lives, and how it can help to improve our lives, and also to definitely allow us or help us to learn how to live our life more authentically. You know, Socrates said, know thyself, and this is the quickest way we can get to know ourselves, is through astrology. It's a very quick way to learn about who we are from a soul level, and also from a psychological personality level. So this is my passion, and you know, when I teach, I always have about the third lesson, people come in and I'm waiting as they come in the door, and it's guaranteed they'll say, oh, good grief, I'm just learning so much about myself. So this is what really makes my heart sing, is when people begin to connect with who they are and what they're here for and what their passion is. And you know, if we can live our lives authentically, there's no expectation, there's no roles to play. We just are totally happy in being who we are and what we're here to do. So yeah, this is basically what I love to do and what I hope to be bringing to others. But as I said, I'm totally open. In the work that I do, I use a lot of other tools to support people on their journey astrologically. So I'm also a homeopath and an aromatherapist, a colour therapist, and I do a lot of work with ancient wisdom systems like Sacred Feminine and the Kabbalistic Tree of Life. The 72 angels of the Kabbalah. So I don't know. I mean, I'd love to say this is what I'm going to do, but I think at this stage, if everyone's okay with that, I'm happy to leave it a bit open.
Where did your passion come from, Dorothy?
From inside here, the core of me. Look, when I was a little girl, I was really quite naughty when I was little, but I used to sneak outside. I used to sneak out of my window and lie outside and look at the stars, even when I was little. And I always had a sense that there was no separation, you know, that what was there was here. So for me, as I've you know, grown up and then started to learn astrology, that phrase of as above, so below became really relevant. And it was like, when I clicked to that, it was that aha moment that took me way back to when I was little. And that feeling, I used to lie there and just know that that was part of me and I was part of that. So, yeah.
So where did that take you from there, Dorothy? So from being a child and knowing that there was some connection that you had, where did that take you from there?
It took me on a long path nowhere for a long time. My parents had a very different understanding. They were lovely. I was blessed to have the parents I had. But they were just simple country people who loved being in the country and garden and home and travel and everything else. So there wasn't any encouragement along that path. I was fortunate to have a couple of really wonderful teachers that I used to chat with, and they kept my interest going. But strangely enough, I didn't really begin my formal professional journey with astrology until I moved with my husband to Papua New Guinea. So of all places, I went to a little island in New Guinea, and there I met this woman who was actually from Adelaide, and I made friends with her, and she was talking about astrology, and we found this shared passion. And she said, "Oh, I've got a friend in Melbourne who does astrology. She's quite renowned, and I might ask her if she will help us with a few lessons." Now that lady was Doris Greaves, and she was a very well-known astrologer here in Australia. So for 3 of us, she wrote a correspondence course, and she set out tests and exams and exercises, and that's how I started in a tiny little island in New Guinea. And you know, this is my belief. I fully am in tune with the universe provides whatever we need, you know, and you can see that through astrology as well. You can always see the timing and that you're at the right place at the right time, and synchronicity. Here I am on my soapbox again, Tricia.
It's beautiful.
Tricia,
No, it's a wonderful story.
comes to astrology, and here's another little astrology tidbit. My Mercury, which is the planet of communication and learning and sharing and whatever, the mind, the planet of the mind, is in Sagittarius. So it's like, you know, don't fence me in. Give me a soapbox and I'm off.
Well, Dorothy, I loved that when you said that to me, that's what was happening for you. And I thought, isn't it incredible that that's happening, and here you are sharing your voice. So like you said, you know, the timing, and when things just, you know, the time, it's the perfect timing for it all. So it's wonderful. And it's lovely to hear how that which you had in your, you know, as a young girl, that feeling within you, you know, it does, that passion doesn't go away, and when the timing's right, it surfaces, and it's lovely to hear how that happened for you.
Thank you. It is, but you know, that's how it can happen for everybody, and that's what I hope to open up for people, you know, and get them to understand and to touch base with that, if you like.
It's really
for them to go to the core of themselves and feel that passion. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this openness that I presume can really help with that, Dorothy, in terms of just being open to learning and feeling your way through.
Oh, definitely. But I mean, that's a belief that some people have. I always have trust, and definitely astrology helps with that. You know, it took me a long time to really be confident in, you know, when I was doing readings or consultations for people. It took me a long time to have confidence in what I was saying, but now there's just no doubt. There's no doubt at all. I mean, astrology is the truth. It's a basic truth. And when people are sharing with me, when I'm doing their chart, as Tricia may know, you've had an experience of that, and Anna, they're talking their chart to me. So I'm just sitting there listening. They don't really need me, if you know what I mean. I'm just an interpreter, because people do know their purpose, and they know their life purpose, their soul purpose. It's just, as you say, Nigel, being open to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I need to now, you know, confess to you, Dorothy, that I'm an Aries, and well, you may have already known that, of course. I'll be very interested in attending your sessions, and you know, thank you so much for donating your time and gifts to this, and I think it's going to be enormously valuable for many people.
During these times when so many people are in positions where their life is changing, and obviously with COVID, lots of unknowns, even your expression now of how things have flowed and how you've moved towards different things and how that's brought you so much joy and how they're all linked can be really helpful just to share that time with you, for others who, may find something really useful in your approach, in this flowing approach, because I'm sure there are a lot of people nowadays who are probably looking more within to find something to bring that sense of something of comfort. So, I think that will be really helpful.
I think that's definitely one of the gifts to come out of this time. We've all had to stop and be still. And when you have to be still, you have to go within. So there's not so much externally that can, that can keep you focused on other things. And it has been really challenging, I've found, for a lot of people who are not particularly familiar with being with themselves or being still or being within. But I'll probably cover this in the first session or two, but just basically having a look at an overall view of the timing and the planetary cycles, and that at the moment, that's part of the purpose. We have to, at this time, be able to stop, reassess, and have a look at our own values. What is it that we value? What is it that we need in our lives? And so many people I've heard saying, I've realised I don't need things anymore. Now, isn't that amazing? I don't need things. Just to come back to the simplicity of life. For me, that's a gift. I always see a gift, or try to see a gift in every challenge. And I think that's one of the big gifts in this COVID time.
How wonderful that we're very so grateful to have you, on this, and you're volunteering this for the community. So the community itself has this opportunity to experience you, and just with what you've spoken about just so far, it's just lovely to hear how that happens, and I'm sure that will inspire a lot of people as well.
Oh, I hope so. I'm doing it as much for me as them. You probably can tell. Yeah. But it's wonderful what you're doing. I think this is amazing, and I'm really grateful to be able to be a part of that, because there's so much that people want to learn and want to have access to that they normally wouldn't have. So yeah, I think it's amazing, and there's quite a lot that I'd like to participate in too. Yeah.
We look forward to seeing you at whatever sessions appeal to you too, Dorothy.
I hope you don't see me in the Pilates one.
You can have your video turned off.
Oh, good.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Mind you, Tai Chi is also there, and there are some moves there that I'm not the most majestic in, Dorothy, but it doesn't really matter.
I love Tai Chi. I love it. Yeah, I did it years ago.
And
wonderful. But even that, you see, I've been saying I want to do Tai Chi again. So, whatever you want is there.
Yeah, 7:30 on a Thursday with Fang, or 7 o'clock your time, I think, but 7:30 our time.
Yeah.
On a Thursday or 8 o'clock, sorry, it's your time, I think. But Fang is beautiful with Tai Chi, and she has, this is something we find with all of you. You have this amazing passion for what you do, and that inner contentment because you have your passion. And it makes that passion addictive for others to be part of, to learn from. And I think that's what's special about it.